So, okay, so I am going to start making these daily. And this is sort of a journal of my thinking and what I think the market's going to do, and also go over my trading strategy and how I think about these markets and what is the best strategy. Um, in my honest opinion, scalping is the way to go, especially now. I feel like swing trading is a little bit gambly unless there's a very, very strong trend, which right now we are in uncertain times. This could go either way. We are at the bottom of a threshold. And I even in a trending market, I would still be looking for scalps. And if it's a bull market, I'm actually looking to short because there are always going to be corrections after a big move. And probability wise, I've had more success with shorts than I have had longs. Longs are called longs because they move over a longer period of time, and a short is a very short, fast, sharp correction. So shorts mean that I'm in a trade less time. I am executing pretty fast, and the trade is done and over, and I'm not sitting in front of my computer eyeing it. Swing trading is like being a complete addict because you're just completely absorbed with the price and what it's doing. Every moment of the day, it's at your back of your mind, and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for it to get to this target. And truth of the matter is, your order is on the books. That means that you are being monitored, and the most frustrating thing in the world is getting close to your target and not exactly hitting it, and then it corrects. But with scalping, there's a higher probability it's going to hit your targets most of the time, and you're going to have a higher win ratio. So I am a scalper through and through. So what's been going on here is I've been watching this for um, I've been watching this now for a week. I'm not in any trades, okay, for good reason. I have done some sort of fake trades where I've just kind of put in targets to see what's going to happen. But this is a very strange area. There's just been a lot of news and political events, and I don't trade news. I am a technical trader because there's the old saying, show me the chart and I'll tell you the news. And it's true. Like, no matter what the news events are, it still trades technically. Like, if there's a big capitulation event because of some bad news, it will still capitulate to the level. So why wouldn't you trade technically? Okay. I mean, unless you're swing trading and you're bullish and it's going up and up and up, and then yes, the news is very relevant because the news will like reverse the trend immediately. So I'm always in a scalping mindset of what's the next area, what's going to go to, where is it consolidating. Okay, so I like to draw out areas of value, and it looks like I lost a box here. As I started recording, I might have moved some things around, but I have identified this as an area of value, and it's just been kind of consolidating around here for a while now. Um, yeah, about a week. So I feel as if it looks like it's trying to break out of this, and this would be the next area. Now, I'm not entering along, okay, because these little movements, they really don't mean anything. They're not significant movements. What I am always looking for is a liquidation event. And a liquidation event is usually like these fake out moves where it just moves really fast and furiously, right? And the big players are watching the emotions flood in. And then once that happens, they're like, oh, we've got them. They will pull the rug out and it will reverse. So what I'm looking for to happen here, I'm looking for this to I'm looking for this to move its way up. I'm looking for that move. And once it makes that move, I'm going to look for rejection. Like, so I'm looking to short up here. This is my strategy right now, is to be shorting around this area. And I'm not just going to enter, I'm not going to enter in blindly. I'm going to wait for some wicks. I'm going to wait for some identifying candles. I'm going to look for um, bearish engulfing candles. And then I will enter the trade. And I will enter with a small position size. If it continues to move in my direction, I will enter more. And that has always worked for me. And it's very logical, and there's a higher probability of winning. But if you don't follow your rules, and this is, I mean, I'm just preaching to the choir if you know how to trade and you've been in this, and this is just, it's just the truth. It's just, I'm a human. I'm not that unique. If I stop following the strategy and I start going on impulse and greed and I stop thinking clearly, then I just enter random trades and I lose. And I've blown up many accounts. So you have to wait, you have to be patient. What if you won 90% of your trades? What if you won 90% of your trades? Right? And you just sat out of every losing trade? How much richer would you be? I can think about all those winning trades and I can think about all the losing trades. And the losing trades have always primarily been impatience, not waiting it out, not waiting for the move, just impulsively like, I need to be in a trade now. It never works. It never works. The best trades have always come from patience and execution. Playing it like a game of chess. Like if you're playing chess, you wouldn't just like blindly move pieces because you have to do it fast. No, sometimes chess moves take a very long time. They take a very long time because you have to think about the strategy of this because you're up against some very big players, okay? And you are kind of you're trying to move with the tide. You're trying to move with the current. So if you're trying to paddle against the current, there's a rip tide, and you're trying to paddle against the current, you're gonna drown. So really, what you want to do is you want to wait for the right conditions. When the waves are great, you surf great. There's great waves, and you try to like surf bad conditions. And there's closeout waves, and there's just no consistency. You're not waiting for the sets. You're gonna look pretty bad at surfing, and you're gonna end up hurting yourself. So you have to wait for the right conditions. You have to go with the right tide. I like to use the analogy of surfing because you're riding waves, and these are all waves. Okay? So that's my thinking process for today. I'll try to post these more, and I don't have any followers or anything yet. So, I mean, you got to start somewhere. So I'm just going to post this up randomly, and if there's some traction here and I eventually get some people that are interested in what I'm doing and want to kind of join a community, I think that having people help you rationalize your trading decisions is a good thing. It also keeps you accountable, and I want to be accountable because I've not been accountable. I just like have made my own mistakes, and nobody knows that except for me. And they say you're only as sick as your secrets. So let's see how this goes. I might do some live trading. I might do some streaming even. I'm pretty good at this. Okay, I screwed up around inauguration day, and there was the whole just the market just like tanked back in January, and I got scared. I closed out my account with some money because I was just like, I'm just gonna sit this out because everybody has been saying bullish, 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 bullish. Crypto's going to the moon, and that's the other thing. I don't listen to the hype. Don't listen to the hype. Don't listen to YouTubers and crypto influencers out there who are always perpetually bullish. Okay? And that's great if you're swing trading and you have a very long-term dollar cost averaging perspective. I wouldn't be dollar cost averaging right now because I actually believe that we have downwards targets. Okay. Mind you, I'm also looking at Ethereum. I didn't mention that. So I do actually do analysis on Bitcoin, but I scalp ETH for a lot of reasons, and I probably get to that at another time. But you want to, yeah, you definitely want to analyze what Bitcoin is doing, um, because everything in the crypto market moves based on um, what Bitcoin is doing. But when Bitcoin is moving, I think ETH and Solana are next in line. So I scalp those two things, okay, because we get larger movements, okay. I can use less leverage, and you'll get a bigger return on scalping. I think ETH is great for scalping. That's just my opinion, um, because it's really going to move relevant to what Bitcoin is doing. So if Bitcoin is moving, then I could expect ETH to move within a certain range. Okay, so look at these ranges here. Let's say if I go from the bottom of this area of value, you know, pretty big percentages, from here to there, you know. Whereas with BTC, very small ranges. This is like, that's only, so from top to bottom here, that's only 3% as opposed to top to bottom ETH, which is, oh, this is in the way, 4%, 5%. So yeah, there's bigger swings with ETH. And ETH may not break out of a range, but again, I'm scalping. I am scalping ranges. So that's how I do things. You can do things your own way. I don't impulsively trade. This is another thing. Why would you enter a long right here? That is like probably the dumbest thing you can do. Yeah, sure, it might break out, but that could be a fake out, and it just go, just smash right through there. So yeah, you don't. I have this note on my desk actually. It says, um, "Don't short support, don't long resistance." Okay, so we're at a zone right now, and I could even short here, but there's just not been enough power in the market, and there hasn't been that one move to create momentum. So you're kind of, you just be blindly guessing if you're like, oh, I'm going to short here, and yeah, it might work out, and yeah, you might get a very very tiny scalp, right? But there just isn't enough movement. There isn't enough volume coming in right now for me to enter a trade. So other factors to consider. Anyway, that's my post for today, and I'll be back with more later.